Cha-Cha Malone. Not only does his name sound like a code name for a secret agent, Malone, Cha-Cha Malone. You actually might know him for
I need a cha-cha beat boy. 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 I need a cha-cha beat boy.
yeah, that tagline. Yes, this man has done a lot, and I mean a lot. A talented producer, AOMG, Higher Music, and produced a lot of songs for your faves.
I need a cha-cha beat boy. I need a cha-cha beat boy. I need a cha-cha beat boy.
In this episode of this podcast, we're gonna get a little bit deeper into the Cha-Cha Malone mind, and maybe spill some tea or two. Or a lot. Well, enjoy. Welcome back to In My Feels. My name is JRE.
Hello, I'm Emily.
And we got a special guest. What's your name?
What's up? This is Cha-Cha Malone coming from the car.
Hey, what car is this? What are you flexing us with?
It's nothing, just a little German ingenuity.
Okay.
German ingenuity.
Just got a new car recently, just a BMW, but
Hey.
it's no Rolls Royce, you know what I'm saying?
True. I'll let you borrow like 3 of mine. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. Oh,
No, I'm playing. No, I'm not. I don't. Since your mom is Filipino, how in touch are you with your Filipino side? And can you speak Tagalog?
man, you'd be surprised that actually my mom, she's half Filipino,
Ah.
and for a long time because my grandma was an orphan, and so she didn't really know her real parents. The Filipino, I guess we kind of grew up into this kind of Filipino culture. Just a tad bit. I'd like to identify with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But none of us could speak Tagalog. My parents, my aunties, my uncles, they cannot speak Tagalog.
Okay.
Filipino in us.
Hey, I'm weird. Like my mix is weird too. I'm
You're like Jamaican Filipino?
Yo, yeah, Jamaican Filipino. My dad is basically like half white, half black. He's a mix of his own. And then,
wow.
And I look Hispanic.
Yeah.
In the studio, they say that drinking is the culture. How can you stay focused? You don't have to say all stories. Just say.
I would say I try not to drink when I'm really trying to get something done and have a deadline. That is a lot of the time. I'm not drinking to get like fucked up.
No, of course.
I'm not
tipsy at least.
You know, I might slip over to that side by accident, but
okay.
but I do like to drink. But as far as when it comes down to focus, and like Jay won't even drink like when we're working, and we get a lot done that way. If it's just a vibe, like if people are coming through and we're just fucking around and just making something from scratch, let's get some soju going. You know, this is like in terms of Korea, because get a creative buzz and just laugh and just organically put it together.
Vibe,
But if we're trying to get something done by a certain time, I can't have any kind of substances because I'll just like fall asleep.
Is the Korean studio sessions similar to the American ones where it starts at like 12 a.m. and ends at like 8 a.m. sort of thing?
I would say. I'd say like it varies, but I think I've been to more like evening time because most creatives like to start it in the evening, and then if you're really trying to get something done, you'll get out of there by 8 a.m. So you guys are right. Korea is like that. I think Korea sleeps even less than America. Yeah, Korea never sleeps.
No, I don't.
Yeah. You can go to work. You can go to work at like 8 p.m., work on something, then go to the club real quick, and then go back.
Yep.
Go to the club real quick. Oh my God.
Got that quick experience, bro. Me and Kenny.
Yo, it's daytime. What the first time club?
I was like, oh shit, it's 9 a.m.
Who cares?
So we did sort of internally get some like fan questions, and we do have one from, her name's Lynn/Ria. She has like different names on Discord, but she wanted to ask, how did you come up with I Need a Cha-Cha Beat Boy?
It was 2015 at like September. I was getting ready to go back to Seattle. I had been in Korea all summer. I was getting ready to go back to Seattle for my my stepbrother's wedding, and I was like, oh, I can't miss that, whatever, blah blah blah. And I don't know why the universe presented the opportunity to kind of like overlap with my my brother's wedding, but Jay was like, you want to be on Pretty Rap Star with me, which is like, you know, the females show me the money.
Yeah.
We appeared on an episode, and you know, I was like, man, I got to do this. You know what I mean? It was kind of one of the first bigger opportunities to be on TV. For a while, I was like, oh, I don't think I have what it takes to be on TV, or maybe I don't have that look or whatever it was. But he's like, hey, you want to judge this? And I was like,
Oh,
of
snap.
course. I said, sorry, bro, man, I got to miss your wedding.
Oh, damn.
What? Did he understand?
Yeah, he did. He was always very supportive.
Well, that's nice.
It's those opportunities, though, you know what I mean? Like, you have, sometimes you come to certain decisions, and some people aren't going to be happy, or they're going to be disappointed, but like, at the end of the day, what's going to help you move forward? Before I digress too deep into this, I needed a tag before I got on the show, you know what I mean? So it could stick.
Did they ask you for a tag, or you were just like, I gotta come up with one?
No, I just, you know, Dark Child is like an OG producer, like very legend in the game, and he's been doing that since the 90s. So I always knew about that. But you know, being around Gray, he had this tag that was already like popping off. So I was like, and I had a tag well before I even went to Korea, but it just was bad quality. I did not. It was just a whisper. It was like cha cha.
Oh, okay.
People are not going to really know what that is. Like cha cha. What does that mean? But Gray, I don't know. Something about Gray is he has a visual presence in that industry too, so people can identify it with that. So I got in the studio. I asked my homegirl from Seattle, who was living out in Korea at the time. I said, I need somebody that doesn't have an accent. I was in Korea. It was pretty urgent, and we would always hang out.
Is her name Viv?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her.
Oh, really?
In Korea, randomly. Yeah, she's like, how's the I Need a Cha-Cha B-boy girl? I was like, word? Right. It was randomly at some random party, and she comes up to me. I'm like, what? Me and Kenny, actually.
Did she do it?
Yeah, of course. For the camera and everything.
I need a cha-cha beat boy.
So I was in the studio with Jay. I was just like, man, I need a tag, bro. Come on, like, blah blah blah. I was coming up with ideas, and I think I ran it by him, and I was like, oh, I need a cha-cha beat boy. There was a couple different ones. I don't remember the others, but he's like, oh yeah, that sounds good. That sounds cool. So we roll with that, and then I had Gray kind of engineer the effects behind it, because I was bad at mixing at the time. So he made it sound very like, I need a cha-cha, like very telephony, and it cuts through any song. If you don't mix it right, if you don't put the right effects, it'll get buried underneath the instruments or whatever. But that one just cuts through every song, and I can stretch it so it's on beat with every song. He just knew what he was doing. I thank Gray for that, and yeah, that's how it happened. This
is Kenny's question: how do you stay focused when there's so many distractions around you? He's definitely laughing right now. I bet.
Has Kenny been to Korea?
He been to Korea with me. He been to everywhere. Yeah, we had the full experience.
Yeah, there's a lot of distractions out there, man.
Okay, there we go. All right.
No. There was a time where I did have trouble focusing because I like to go out and,
for sure.
and I like to socialize, and Korea is just fun. It didn't have to do with anything other than let's go out and drink soju. I wanted to party, you know, and I'm guilty of it. Whatever, I got it out of my system. But Korea is
it's a lifestyle.
It goes back to Jay. He's always set an example for everyone that he's put on. Nobody can outwork him. Not even people in freaking the U.S. music industry, I don't think. Maybe
I see that, yeah.
Chris Brown is up there, maybe Tory Lanez is up there, but very few can give the same amount of output.
That
you know
hustle,
what I mean?
Though. I respect it, though.
We've had our fun and everything, but like he knows when he has to do something, he sticks to it, and
for sure.
He'll want to be in the studio all the time. And now I know why. Like he's really paved the way for a lot of people.
For sure.
And that wouldn't happen if you just always want to go to Hongdae, you just want to go to Itaewon or wherever you're at in the world.
Yo, I only been to Korea for 3 months. I experienced everything. I was like, all right, I realized I can't live here. In Korea, I was like, my alcohol intake was doing well though. I was like, yeah, I could survive.
Yeah. Your tolerance was high.
Tolerance was high. It's not anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
for sure, you just gotta stay focused when it comes to, of course.
I can do that as far as work ethic and stuff. I give my all, but I need to be more like on a schedule. Sometimes I kind of do it when I'm feeling it, but when I do it, I put my all. I can't be distracted. Once I'm into it, I won't sleep.
That's a creative mind right there already. But
I just want to say good for Dre or whatever.
Hey
and,
man, good for you. Cash on a BMW. Well, me, I just bring up like my girl. I was like, hey, you get anything on a dollar menu. I flexed out that.
There you go.
Thanks, baby.
You were really known for working with Jay Park for many songs, but are there any other artists that you really enjoyed working with on songs that you wish more people would check out? You have name dropped one artist from Seattle, of course, but is there other people? And that's from K Marie / Kayla.
Hello, Kayla. I would say like in Korea, do you know Woods?
Oh, yo, yeah.
Yo,
you did different.
우린 너무 달라, we're so different. 우린 너무 달라, we're so different. You're diving in my pool. 파도 쳐. 이곳은 너만.
Yeah, we did 2 songs together.
Different and Pool. I love those.
And I think he started popping off or something like recently. I haven't really been in touch with him. I would say him, like he did justice to those beats. Like those beats are very simple and like really calming, but his voice really like fit the vibe, and who would I want to work with out there? Like, I've always been a fan of like the YG camp for sure. I mean, the Black Label now, right?
Yeah,
like,
Black Label. They're YG Black Label. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and I worked with Dara and
nice
Minji like a couple years ago, but the song never got put out. Back then they were killing it. I have respect for 21. I have respect for a lot of those YG artists. Used to be like, oh, I want to work with them,
No, for sure. Is there any other artists that dead or alive that you would like to collaborate with? Like not even in K-pop or
Pharrell Williams.
Oh, Pharrell Williams.
I want him to teach me his ways.
No, real talk. Yeah, for sure.
He was the reason why I started making music. As artist, I would say, Chris Brown, just because he's so versatile.
He's versatile, yeah.
I respect his work ethic and his music. It's just the sound I like. You know what I mean? And it's not even because he's popping. I don't even care if he fell off or anything like that. Like I would still work with him. He just has that sound that I love. And me and Jay like really like are inspired by a lot of his music.
Sure.
Or the Weeknd, because I love 80s vibes. I love.
Hell yeah.
I've been doing a lot of those kind of tracks lately. He's got this Michael Jackson in him. I mean, that's as close as you'll get to.
No, true. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Did you like that Bruno Mars album? I mean, it's 2016, but.
Oh yeah, the one that had like each track had a different era.
Hell yeah!
To it.
It felt like it was made for me. I was like, oh, this is.
Yeah, I try to study his production, but I'm just like, dang, that'll be like a real challenge, because he's constantly changing his sound, and I think I need a team to learn and grow like as we go while making something for Bruno, because I can't just make him a beat and he's done with it. You know what I mean?
Nah, like you gotta be special.
More to it.
This is also from Lynn / Ria. She wanted to know, how did you become a part of the creation of Loona's Kim Lip song Twilight?
Oh, that one was I was the least involved with that song. There are a lot of songs, like I said, in the US, you send beats to your publisher, whatever, and they help kind of navigate it through different labels. At the time I was signed to a publisher, Kim Taesong, and shout out to him. He's the one that gave me a lot of the K-pop opportunities, because Jay and Gray and all those people, they're not really K-pop per se. I did have the other lane where I worked with Red Velvet,
Baekhyun.
Yeah, Baekhyun. So all that was through Kim Taesung, and he's a top liner, aka like a songwriter. He kind of does all the melody and puts the song together with other songwriters. He does a lot of the camps. They have song camps at SM. And even at the other labels, they'll have different publishing companies come in and make these songs. The publishing companies are the ones that collect your royalties and get you opportunities as a producer or songwriter. So the big labels were like, okay, Universal Korea or Sony Korea, like, we want you to come in on the 16th of July for a week and crank out a bunch of songs, you know, and have one big show and tell basically at the end of the week, which is super fun because you get to hear everybody's work.
Yeah, definitely influence.
And you're constantly working like all day for 5 days and trying to get as much done as possible. And with that, the publisher will let me know it could take a couple of years. It could take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And that your publisher is going to be like, hey, can you send me the files to the beat? SM wants to finish this song for Baekhyun. All of those times I just send the beat to my publisher. But he'll musically finish the song. Like, he'll record the song with the artist and everything. If I was in Korea more often, I would be probably more hands-on with that.
More hands-on. You didn't have that much in Loona Kim's song, I guess?
No.
Because I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, oh, he did?
Like, I didn't even know that beat was going to be like anything. It was kind of one of those beats that sometimes I make beats just for practice to try to do a certain kind of style, and that ended up getting picked up. Hey. A lot of people talk about that song, and I was like, oh, what? You know?
Yeah. Orbits or Loona fans are very, very loud.
For sure. Social media.
That's what's up.
They love it. Yeah.
Besides Jay, who is your favorite artist to work with, and or what is your favorite beat that you ever made? Love your work, man. Much love. Peace.
Oh, man.
Favorite beat.
Because I haven't worked with too many artists outside the AOMG or higher camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would say Hoodie. Hoodie is like my favorite to work with because she's super self-sufficient. She sounds good. She writes her own shit.
Hey, there
she's
we
just
go.
very like, she's an artist. You know what I mean? And everything we've done, I'll play it. You know, like, her style aligns with mine, just like Jay's style aligns with mine. If it he said besides Jay, right?
Yeah.
I would say Hoodie. Yeah, Hoodie is. I love all the songs we've done, and like, I'm surprised we haven't put out more together. And I'd say like one of my favorite songs. Man, that's so hard. But just feeling wise, like a solo is like always like a very like, that felt good to me, you know.
Solo.
And solo. But the most, I think the best, the one that did the best or did, you know, had the most reception was All I Want to Do.
Yeah, that did have.
That's one of my favorite now. But as far as just like how it makes me feel and everything, and like Solo and Hangang, that's Hoodie's song.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kind of songs like feel good. Like, when it's a feel good song, I'm just in love with that sound, you know.
No, it's definitely those, especially those songs. It instantly when you play it, it's a feel good type of song.
Thank you.
I didn't know you worked on Abandoned. Did you?
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Did you work on that?
Yeah, I produced that one.
Hey. Oh.
The early days.
If I ever had a chance to talk to Jay, that's all I'm gonna bring up. I'm like, bro, Abandoned?
Wait, can we describe this song to me? I have no idea.
It was my idea of like what K-pop sounded like at the time.
Shit, that hooked me in then.
Very dark. I could imagine like
yeah.
Choreography. And sure enough, he did it. Sure enough, he did like a choreography to it, and yeah, no, that actually did really well. Like it sold like 700,000 or something at the time.
No, it was
which is
definitely
crazy. High. But when we hear back on it now, like it would definitely be better if we remade it now, you know.
Hey, remix. No,
yeah.
There you go.
Abandoned.
Yo, come through. To say also all the, you know, like R&B, sex music. I appreciate it. Baby making music. I was like, hey, okay.
When you're
Of
making
course.
those, are you not imagining, but are you thinking about like, are you thinking on
Hey
like
man,
what
some distractions, bro.
you know? Are you thinking about those just like this is what I want this person to feel when they're listening to it?
Oh man, yeah. I would say like when I'm making those type of beats, sometimes Jay would write to them as I'm making it, but oftentimes I'll make it here in Seattle, and then I'll have a bunch of shit ready, and I'll go to Korea for a couple months and just record him, get all the harmonies, get it all done, you know. But as far as the initial like feeling of the beat, I would say, yeah, I get into it. Like, you know, you ever see people play the piano and they're just like,
Oh yeah.
you know, when you get the right chords to work together, like a group of notes, you get the right chords together, and the progression is just like, ooh, like you can just feel that. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
and like this goes back to me not necessarily knowing how to play the piano on the fly. When I'm just like kind of searching for the chord, I know what the good chord sounds like. I just have to find it, you know, and then I'll piece it together. But once I get it, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is gonna do some damage.
Okay. Hey, it does. It's a fun question that I had. If there were 3 of you, what jobs would you would you be doing?
I'm not gonna even take it there, but
Yo, my mind went there for a second.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, it would be the music, it would be the art, and then maybe like culinary.
Ooh. Oh, can you cook?
I can cook a few things, and I cook them very well.
What's that like? Oh, I cook eggs.
You know, a little bit of rice-a-roni and hamburger helper.
There you go.
No, I make this clam linguine that, like a recipe that my mom passed down to me. She has a certain recipe for like teriyaki chicken, which sounds very basic, but it's so good. I can cook a lot of different types of chicken, you know, and I still have a lot to learn, but I think my taste buds are very kind of universal.
Is your first album you worked on was New Breed, right?
Take a deeper look.
Take a deeper look. That's the EP, but full album wise.
Oh, full album, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, man, those are a lot of blood, sweat, and tears back then. Like, I had zero money, sweating in the corner of a hotel room that had no AC.
Hey, real talk.
Hey, we need to get it done. I'm like, oh, fuck. Everyone else is just
talking.
All the crew and homies are just like, hey, let's go eat somewhere or whatever. I'm like, fuck. And I'm just like sweating, mosquitoes biting me and shit. And just,
mosquitoes. Where you at?
No, it wasn't like a bad situation. It was just, you know, a lot of mosquitoes will get into those apartments.
Okay, I got it.
It gets super muggy. I'll never forget that day where I was just like hunched over on a little like round coffee table, and that's all the place I could work.
Were you working that in Korea or Seattle?
That was in Korea.
Oh, okay, bad.
And they needed the files like in an hour, and it was like 4 hours worth of work.
Oh Lord.
That's hard work.
It was worth it.
It's worth it, yeah. How's it feel to have like your songs in the charts?
There haven't been too many like, oh, it's #1 for a week straight. You know, Gray has had a lot of those. You know, he's got that sound for Korea, but for like All I Want to Do, that shit was on there for like 4 months on the 100.
Seeing that, like, they're like, ooh.
Was that like a high you just rode like for those 4 months, or?
I was in Korea at the time, I think. And when you go to the club and stuff, and you're there, and then the song comes on, and everyone's like, hey, you know, like everybody's just like vibing to the song, the whole club.
That's me.
Crazy. Yeah. That's like every producer's dream, is to like hear it be performed live and bump on those big concert speakers or in the club, and
for sure,
and people dancing to it. So I wouldn't say me checking the charts all the time was the most like satisfying thing. I think people getting touched by it, people reacting to the music. That's my dream.
Hell yeah.
It's not the money. It's like, yo, you changed my life. I think that's my purpose on this earth, is to, however that manages to get through to other people. That's my purpose.
I was there at the beginning of this year, and every time I went out, didn't matter the night, every single time I went out, that song was played like every
They still play it?
Oh,
yes.
yeah, bro.
Every single time.
God.
It was either that song would get people hype, Bruno Mars song would get people hype. What's hilarious in the clubs is just seeing them like play like XXXTentacion and they don't know what to do with it. I just love seeing it. And he's like, all my other friends I was hanging out was like Korean Americans, and we were just like getting turned, but everybody's like, huh. I think that's a timeless classic right there, bro.
Yo, thank you.
It went double platinum, right?
Oh shit. Maybe now. Did it go double platinum? Oh man. When I first checked, and this was a couple of years ago, where Jay was like, "Oh yeah, we did over 1 million," and I was like, "Oh shit!" But then I can imagine maybe 3 years later, it might reach a little bit more. That's cool.